Hello, viewers. Well, a bit of a news report mixed with the Monza blog. Unfortunately, I'm a bit late with the Monza blog this week, I know. I was unavailable last week. I was at the Paralympic closing ceremony, which was absolutely incredible experience. And then on the Monday, the Athletes Parade as well. What a fantastic summer it's been for British sport. Besides that, of course, I was playing the race room demo, some of you may have seen. And I'll be doing more on that sort of later in the year as well. But very briefly on the F1 blog, I know it's a bit late and you all forget it, just an F1 news ramble really. Obviously the McLaren back on form, I think since the break or before the break, they've sort of really turned their season around. Red Bull seem to be struggling, perhaps suggesting that some of the changes that were brought up towards the latter half before the summer may be affecting them more than they initially sort of let on. So Red Bull, very much a difficult day for them. Jensen, it was a shame obviously that his engine gave out like that. Quite an unusual one with it letting go so quickly and seemingly nothing else wrong with the car. Perhaps a hydraulic problem, I don't know. Some of you may have actually seen the result of that. I haven't. Lewis Hamilton, really, it was just business as usual, really. I think just get out there, do a good job and finish the race. Fernando Alonso, an amazing drive from him. You know, he is a double world champion and it was another champion's drive, really. Nice and solid, pushing the car hard, maximising his package. But again, Perez, coming out of nowhere, phenomenal job from him, working his way up. And it just shows that Sauber can be really quick when the tyres are working on it. And other than that, you saw sort of sporadic good laps spread throughout the field. We saw Maldonado have a good period in the middle of the race. We saw Kimi Räikkönen not perhaps with the speed we were expecting from him around Monza, but there's certainly a lot of promise in that Lotus. So altogether then, I'd say Schumacher, again, not where I think he would want to be. And I think overall it's certainly now showing that we've got, obviously, Fernando Alonso's re-established his lead. Lewis Hamilton now up to second in the championship. It's been such a mixed up year this year. It's always going to be a difficult one to predict. But what it does show is that if someone crashes out of a race, things can change very, very quickly. And that's what I think that's what the sort of tyres have injected into this season. So we look forward to the next race. Of course, a lot of the chat was still talking about Lewis Hamilton. Where's he going to be going? Is he going to be staying with McLaren? Eddie Jordan putting it out there that Lewis was going to Mercedes. Some people saying that's nonsense. Apparently the deal isn't done yet. It's almost hard to believe, isn't it? But apparently it's not done yet. I think really, I mean, all we know on the outside is that it's about money and whether, you know, Lewis has not just the money, but the control to do what he wants and have his own sponsors and everything else away from F1. McLaren have done certain things a certain way for a long time. And I think it's more to do with the bickering of the bits and pieces we don't know about rather than just money itself. But obviously money is a major factor in the value he considers in himself. And we wait and see what happens, you know. I mean, it's really, there's a lot of competition for those racing seats and they are going to want to sort them out. There's a lot of hot new young drivers coming up with a lot of potential. So it's going to be tough. Lewis needs to make his decision pretty quickly. And if Fernando becomes a 3-time world champion this year, then obviously he'll be established at Ferrari forever. And of course, he's already got a contract till 2017. And by all accounts, he's vetoed Lewis there. So we'll wait and see what happens in the move around. Of course, we've had Goodwood revival this week. Again, looked like a lot of fun. I quite like the pedal cars. I wish I was younger and I could get in a pedal car. They did look like a lot of fun. I did have a pedal car when I was young, actually. It was a police car. Anyway, away from that, the F1 demo came out this week. A lot of you asking me about it. I had a quick go on it. There might be some footage here hovering around. And some of you may have noticed I was testing the new CSR Formula wheel. That's actually not ready yet. It's a prototype. So I wasn't able to drive it properly on F1. I only had one day, that was on the Tuesday with the Xbox version, and I wasn't able to get the wheel set up properly for it at all at the moment. There's a few issues that you can't alter to do with veering to the left. So in an F1 car, that can become quite challenging at high speeds. So it's something I'm going to come back to. Obviously, the game's out this week, so there won't be any videos before it comes out. There wasn't going to be this year. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, obviously, I would have liked to have produced a whole batch of F1 content and really got into it, but I think this year I'm going to be focusing on other titles now. And the main one I'm focusing on at the moment is WRC. WRC3, which obviously a lot of you have played the demo now. I enjoyed it a lot. I've had a lot of fun on the wheel, and I've got an extensive video selection coming out in the next few days, possibly by Thursday, Friday at the latest. You're going to see a whole bunch of videos up on that as well. As for F1, we'll wait and see if I'm going to be doing any videos on it at all. We'll know in the coming weeks. And also, you know, obviously we're going to be seeing Grid 2 at the Eurogamer Expo, so hopefully I'm going to be there filming a bit of that. If you're there, do say hello. There was also the Ferrari event as well. We had a guy there taking pictures and video for us, and hopefully I can show you that in the next few days. That's Joe Barron. He's going to be writing his report, and that's going to be on the Team VV website along with a ton of photos and everything else. And the main reason for making this video today, very important, the passing of Professor Sid Watkins, a man who's been involved in F1 for a long time. He's brought forward not just motor racing safety but medical science, quite frankly. I had a friend of mine who was helped by him. Incredible, really, saved his life. And I think that he brought a lot to Formula One in terms of safety and what was needed to be there. And Bernie obviously gave him the opportunity to just get the job done. And safety has moved forward leaps and bounds in Formula One. But it's not just safety, it's the concept of safety as well. I mean, there were things now that we have in place that years ago you wouldn't have even thought about. And it really has proved to be a legacy for the man, a great man, and he will be missed by all that knew him. So this little video is dedicated to Professor Sid Watkins. May he rest in peace.